Sis and tell. A whole lot of talk about a whole lot of nothing. Amanda does stand up. Alison's on TV. And when they hop on the phone, it's the place you want to be. Sis and tell. A whole lot of talk about a whole lot of nothing.
Hey, Allie.
Hey, man. What's going on?
So there was an incident, I have to say. It may not be an incident. It just depends on how this is interpreted.
So there was
interpreted.
There was a happening which might have been escalated into an incident. I'm with you so far.
It depends on how you interpret this. Okay, so
right, like it's like the banana costume. You think it's a shtick, and I interpret it as psychotic.
Well, it's more like some people may think that it's phallic, and other people might think it's just a fruit. So speaking of fruit, so this is related to fruit.
Okay.
I went into Target to return something. I came back out and noticed there was a sticker on the back passenger side window.
Wait, a sticker?
A sticker. Like a sticker that was probably 5 inches, right? It was, or 6 inches. It was a big sticker. I saw it and I didn't remember seeing it there. Like my kids hadn't put it on there, right? It was new. So that means that someone put a sticker in my car. And then I started thinking about all those Facebook posts of like, people may put something on your door handle or underneath your windshield. And if you go to get it off, then they approach you and try and mug you or whatever. So I'm like, it's going to take me a long time to peel this sticker off. I don't know how sticky it is. And it looked like a giant kid sticker from far away. And so then I drove elsewhere. I drove to Kroger, actually. And then when I got back, I went up to the sticker to see how easy it was to peel it. And then I noticed what the sticker was. Can you explain to our viewers what it says?
Yeah, move it to the other. There it goes. It's an upside down pineapple, and it says "plays well with others."
Okay. Now, do you know what that means?
Did we discuss this pineapple?
Sure did.
Symbol before?
Yeah.
And because my memory is so terrible, that's all I remember about that is we discussed it and it had meaning that I wasn't aware of and apparently still don't know.
What is this the pineapple is upside down.
It's upside down, right.
So evidently an upside down pineapple is symbolic of I am a swinger.
So plays well with others is a very mild way of saying I have sex with other people.
Right.
That are not my spouse.
Right? It's like you swing as a couple, or I guess you individually could swing, but isn't that
Gosh, so they were branding you.
So we could have different interpretations of why the sticker was there.
Okay.
Aaron and I have 2 different interpretations, and then everyone on my Facebook page has a different interpretation. Because I crowdsourced. What do you think this means? What do you think it means?
So are you asking me what I think the sticker means or why the sticker appeared on your car?
Why it was placed on my car. And something to note is that I have a giant Sis and Tell magnet on the back of my car. And Aaron says, wherever I go, people, if they know me, they know that that's my car. It's very obvious.
So the first thing that came to mind is the fact that you have a giant Sis and Tell magnet on your minivan. And anywhere you go, if people know you, they know it's your car. And we've talked about this. It's sort of like the iconic Goldstein Oldsmobile wood-paneled station wagon in the 70s that had 4 billion bumper stickers on the back. We were noticed and identified anywhere we went. So my first thought is exactly that somebody listens to the podcast. They heard that. They probably found that sticker somewhere at one of those, I don't know, kitschy stores in Decatur, which is likely because I love those kitschy stores in Decatur. Or maybe there's, the club, the Upside Down Pineapple Club, disseminates these stickers just in case you find somebody who wants to be branded. And they happen to have it in their car and thought, I see Amanda pretty often it's going to be so funny if I see her one time or her car to put this on her car, and she'll know that I listen to the podcast, and it is and as you say in the comedian land, a callback to her previous show. And all of a sudden, this person, this listener, this faithful fan drove up to the Target parking lot, and lo and behold, there was a Sissintel minivan. And they did happen to have their upside down pineapple sticker ready for the sticking. And they put it on that car, and they sat in their car and they waited for you to come out and notice it. They were a little bit disappointed because they noticed that you noticed it, but didn't do anything because your neurotic side was stronger than your excited to have a fan side. And that's why you had to drive to the local Kroger, I think, and figure out if it could come off. Am I close to what you were thinking?
No. Oh my God, that's so convoluted. I just thought someone happened to have that sticker and they thought it would be hilarious to put it on a minivan, because a minivan is symbol of like usually conservative mom, right?
Yeah.
So
Karens.
like,
Karens.
yeah,
they
Karen,
thought you were a Karen. Not a parent, a Karen.
A Karen. I'm going to put this on this minivan. It'll be hilarious.
Yeah.
I thought very simple. And there's Occam's razor. Usually the most simple answer is the answer.
Right.
Aaron, on the other hand, thought someone was trying to hit on me. and that and that if I had stayed to take off the sticker or to investigate it, that they would have approached me. Now, and he also thinks it's someone who knows us. Hoping that, yes, someone that knows us saw the Sissintel magnet, happened to be there, not planned it out.
No, I don't think they were stalking you. I think it was definitely just happenstance or serendipity in this instance.
And a lot of the people on Facebook thought something similar, was that they were like, it was like a calling card, right? And I don't think it is.
I will say a sticker, though. So Alan once got magneted. I don't know if that's a word. He came out when he drove his, we had a minivan at one point and a minivan. So when he had his minivan, he came out of the office one day on his birthday to find that they had totally souped up his minivan with magnetic lightning bolts. And they put them all along the side. I think they were lightning bolts or whatever, So it made it look like, a souped up. It was pretty hilarious. And he kept them on forever. They pimped his ride. But the magnets can come on and off without any harm to the car. A sticker, on the other hand, is a very aggressive way of sort of tagging somebody's car unbeknownst to them, because it is hard to remove.
Well, they've changed stickers, I have to say, and this sticker was very easy to get off.
Okay, that's good.
And it was on the window. It felt more like a cling, like a window cling. It was definitely a sticker, but
okay.
It was that easy to get off. Like it was more window clingy. But but yeah, I don't know what to think, except someone said this feels like someone's hitting on you, and they saw you and they're like, hey, I'm going to put this sticker on their car. And I was like, this sounds like a Craigslist misconnection. Do you know what Craigslist misconnections is?
No.
It is a website it's a section of Craigslist that people will go to and write, hey, I saw you at this concert and you were $1 short in line to get a beer, and I gave you $1, and I wish I'd gotten your number. Where it's like, I saw you. We were both at the red light, and at Johnson's Creek, right near that Texaco.
Right, I'm just like, it's funny.
So I went onto Craigslist, and I went on to Misconnections, and I looked up Target, and I looked up pineapple sticker.
So you actually are trying to find the culprit?
I did it for the podcast. Yes. I was like, what if I find this?
What's the end result of that? Like, what's the end goal?
I was going to bring the person on the podcast. I was going to ask you first if it was
okay.
Because
the anonymous sticker person in the parking lot of Target is really going to want to come forward and be on the podcast.
Well, if we kept them anonymous, you never know.
We have to use the voice simulating or covering guide.
Hey, this is the
Oh my gosh.
Sorry if I hurt your ears.
That hurt me. Well, my favorite stickering, surprise stickering story is actually my friend Emma, who is British. She grew up in England till she was 12 or 11 and then moved to Chattanooga. And during COVID, maybe COVID, no, maybe it was earlier than that, maybe during the election. It was probably during the not the last election, the one before it, when, of course, Donald Trump had his now infamous slogan, "Make America Great Again." She decided that she was going to put a handmade, it was not handmade, but she crafted a bumper sticker that said, "Make America Great Britain Again." And then she put it on, her dad's car without her dad knowing. So he drove around Chattanooga for a very long time without realizing he had the bumper sticker on. And we still laugh about it. She actually moved to England and then is here visiting. And we were laughing about it last night. And it also reminds me that, like, hanging out with people who are British is so much fun because they speak our language, but like a different version of our language.
It's a different version.
And it's got better. Yeah, it's better. Yeah. They sound smarter. Like, I'm with them and I'm like, I don't know whether, like, I feel cool to be with them and yet dumb at the same time because they sound so much smarter than I am.
Yeah, even like the dumbest British person sounds smarter than the smartest American.
So true. And they can say anything. We were talking about British curse words versus American curse words because Alan, he really doesn't like when I curse. And I really don't curse a lot, but sometimes you just gotta curse. As you know, I don't. And I have, I wrote this column for 15 years and never cursed in it. I obviously never curse on my PBS show. I don't allow you or myself to curse on this program. We've often bleeped out those curse words.
Yeah, there's a difference between allowing and censoring, and those are two different things. I still curse. You just go beep.
Yes. I censor you, but I don't curse myself because I'm cognizant. Since I was doing anything for the public or for public consumption, I always thought to myself, well, if Mimi, of blessed memory, but if at the time, if Mimi was reading this or listening to this, would she approve? So that was my filtration system. And now what would Alan say? Would Alan approve? And he doesn't like cursing.
I think it's hilarious that you're like, what would Mimi think when, like, Grandpa, Mimi's husband, like, owned a very rough and tumble bar in downtown Montgomery, and Mimi worked next door at the pawn shop. So I'm pretty sure she knows all the words, right?
Knowing all the words, I know almost all the words, but that doesn't mean I condone using them.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm prude. Anyway, the reality is I do like to curse, time and place. But my friend Emma and her boyfriend Andrew were over, and he immediately starts off with these fabulous phrases that I don't think anybody would know. And I feel like I can safely say them on the podcast because they're British and nobody knows what they really mean anyway. But bollocks, you know that phrase? Oh, bollocks.
Right? Oh, bollocks.
Oh, bollocks. And then bugger off. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so I'm
getting bloody hell.
Yeah.
Oh, bloody hell. I want to say, you have to say oh after everything.
Yeah.
Before everything.
Yes.
Oh, bollocks. Oh, bloody hell. Oh, bugger off.
But even when they tell you,
pip pip cheerio.
Yeah.
What is it with the O's in the British? I think we've established that I've always encouraged my friends to do weird things. And one thing I did in college was I'd get my friends to come up with personas that we would take on when we'd go out to the bars just to mess with guys, just for fun. And I was British Amanda. My friend Jessica was an Olympic snowboarding, I think, silver medalist.
Yeah.
You can't be gold because then that's like, it has to be always like a step down, like silver or bronze. Like I'm just explaining to people how to build a lie.
I'm with you.
So, but I was British Amanda, and they always believed me that I was British at these bars. But it was, it was loud, and
I hope it was very loud, and they were very drunk.
One time I was at the bars in college and there was a group of Irish guys, and this one guy, his accent was so thick and I could not understand anything he was saying. I mean, it
Yeah.
was loud and he was talking to me real close, and I didn't know what he was saying. And I don't know why I thought it would be a good idea to nod and keep on nodding instead of being like, I have no idea what you're saying, or just like shaking my head no. Because next thing I know, he is leaning in for a kiss,
Oh
and I'm
no.
like, and I had to like put my hand up really quick and like push his face away. That's my tip. If you can't understand what someone is saying, especially a dude, do
Right.
not.
Especially a dude in a bar.
Right.
Yeah. Let's
I was
put that
young.
right. Yeah.
I was young and inexperienced. I didn't know. Now I know. Learning lesson.
Young and stupid. Yeah. All right, I'm switching gears, and I know we've talked about this briefly, but I'd love some for us to really hash this out a little more. What is the age at which you no longer have to buy your children Christmas or Hanukkah gifts, right? Where you can, we always say, and there was a time where we pivoted and said, okay, we're not getting you each a whole boatload of crappy gifts. We're going to get you a joint gift, like something significant for the family, right? And then we pivoted and said, all right, we're not going to get anything for the family because we don't need anything, but we're going to do experiences. Because to me, at this stage, I always say, I don't need anything more. I'm trying to get rid of all the junk I have. But I want to travel. I want experiences. I want to go, and that doesn't mean luxurious necessarily. It just means something different. So, but my kids, even at, as recently as last year, my kids are 17, 19, and 21. And the bottom two last year were like, what do you, like the day before Hanukkah started. I sort of did one of those, yeah, and we don't
Thank
really
God
need
for
to
Amazon
do,
Prime.
right, we
Yeah.
don't really need to do Hanukkah this year, right? And they looked at me crestfallen, like, you've killed Hanukkah.
The
What's
Hanukkah
wrong
spirit.
with you?
Well, so first of all, I think we need to establish that Hanukkah and Christmas are very different holidays. I mean,
Yes.
besides coming from two different religions, Hanukkah is not the Jewish Christmas. Don't ever say that to anyone. Hanukkah is not the Jewish Christmas. The analogy doesn't even make sense. And it's not a major Jewish holiday. Gift giving wasn't even always a part of it. That is like the assimilated version of Hanukkah,
Yeah.
right? So denying your kids Hanukkah gifts is not the same thing as denying your kids a Christmas gift.
It's actually tethering yourself to the original roots of our tradition. I'm going to use that line.
What is something you should start doing is when your kids, like a month, 2 months before Hanukkah, start saying, hey, Mom, I need this. Then, and it could be something simple like new socks, like my electric
Which is also a
toothbrush.
Hanukkah tradition. Yes.
Right. My electric toothbrush is not working. I'm out of deodorant. You put it on the Hanukkah list, right? That goes on the Hanukkah list, and then magically it appears on the baby grand piano that
Exactly.
you keep all your presents on the wherever the shelf, wherever you buy the fireplace. Jews leave the Hanukkah presents in really weird places because we don't have a tree.
Right. There's no tree.
You know?
There's no obvious central place.
No.
We could put it in the guest closet or the hall closet, which also doubles as our liquor cabinet. But that's already pretty full.
Yeah. I'm so sick of, I'm so frugal, first of all. So I do start saying, well, what do you need? And I feel like all the kids' personalities come out. Like Ruby, I said, I need a list. Because last year I was like, can I just give you money? And then you just get what you want, right? Ruby needed a new phone. We helped her with that. But then they were sad that they really didn't have presents to open. That used to happen to Mommy. She tells this story of like, I'd open everything on the first night, then the next night would come and she's like, there's no presents left.
That's it.
You opened everything. And I'd be like, really? She'd be like, give me 1 second. And then she'd go like wrap a toothbrush and give it to me. And I'm like, yay, I got a present. Really? Oral-B? All right.
And it's wet. Did Daddy use this already?
Wait a second. This is my toothbrush. It's actually the free toothbrush you get from the dentist.
Well,
but
if you watch the news, though, and if you haven't started buying, I will say specifically Christmas gifts, right? Because that is the priority holiday. You're in trouble. I mean, this supply chain crisis is no joke. First of all, I mean, not to make it all about me, but I cannot find my favorite chips on the aisles anymore. And you know me with chips. If I don't have the right chips, like Frito Scoops are the only chips that are appropriate for turkey chili, which I make once a week. Do you know the last time I saw Fritos or Frito Scoops on the chip aisle?
There's also an edamame shortage. I cannot find edamame.
Okay, I just bought some yesterday. I literally just bought some yesterday.
So I did find it at Target, but Trader Joe's does not have edamame. So I don't know what's going on with that. Every time I go there, they're out of their edamame. Right. And they usually get it from like more of a local distribution source. They usually have they try and have a low carbon footprint. So that makes me think that their local distributor is not able to get it or something.
Well, if you watch the news, they'll scare you to death just in general, but especially with this supply chain as it relates to toys. I mean, they're basically suggesting you go out and buy toys for Christmas 2022 at this point, because the cartons are not going to get across the sea, and they're not going to make it to the port in time, and they're certainly not going to find a truck driver who's going to get it to your neck of the woods. It's a little scary. So people start figuring out some home projects you can do. That hand-painted ashtray sounds good right about now from 1970.
I've got some old toys I can sell you. I'm ready to go.
That's what we should do. You know, so this brought me down a rabbit hole when I saw this whole story.
Me, it might say it's Murray's birthday, and then it starts laughing, but still it's available to you if you'd like that for $500.
I've got a whole wrapping closet full of sort of the younger version of toys that I should put just on Craigslist on Misconnection. If you're the person I saw in front of me at Walmart looking for this Lego Star Wars kit, I might have something for you.
My Cabbage Patch Kids from the 80s.
So here's what I did. So years ago, I mean, let's even say this was, 18 years ago, 16 years ago. So our oldest is 21. Playmobil, you know Playmobil? Okay, so their things are traditionally the little squatty figures, and you can't break these to save your life. I mean, they last. They're like the cockroaches. They will last forever. Playmobil came out with the Hanukkah set. Do you remember this?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. The best set. You put in batteries. The family sat around the Hanukkah table. You pushed with little yarmulkes, and you pressed the little menorah on the table, and it sang songs that were appropriate.
Grandmother complained.
Yeah. The bubby looked very unhappy because the house was too cold.
Is this latke from a box? Did you make these fresh? This is from a mix, isn't it? That's not a latke.
And then they had little plastic presents and little things. It is the best set. So I bought it for the boys, and they played with it, for 10 years. When I bought it, apparently I bought a second one because I thought it was so cute. I mean, it might have been $15, $20 at the time, and thought, this is a great gift to give to someone, which I often do if I find a present I really love. And I kept it in my closet for I don't know how long. Well, our rabbi, not the one we have now, but our last rabbi moved to town. So this is, 10 years ago at least. And their first Hanukkah, she had 2 young children, really little. One was an infant. And so for Hanukkah, I gave them the Playmobil set. I said, what better gift than, for a rabbi and her family than to give her this Hanukkah Playmobil set? First of all, she freaked out because she loved the set so much. Second of all, she said, do you understand what you have given me? Where did you get this? And of course, I was reluctant to say, it's been sitting in my closet for 5 years, waiting for me to have the appropriate person to give to. But I did because I had to come clean because they no longer make it. And she loved it so much that at the time she was going to look for it, couldn't find it in stores. It was on eBay at the time for $300.
Wow.
Because the set was no longer made. So once I saw this story, now fast forward to like 2 days ago, I see the story on the news about the supply chain and nobody getting toys. I'm like, gosh, I wonder if they started remaking the Playmobil Hanukkah set. The answer is no.
Yeah, I can't find it.
Not only can I not find it, I couldn't even find it on eBay, on any list, on Facebook Marketplace. Nobody even has an old set they're trying to sell. So I went on the Playmobil site and I emailed the company and told them that if they would just do even a small batch production, I am certain I can help them sell out because this is that good a toy.
Did they get back to you?
They got back to me immediately.
They did?
An automated reply that said, If your toy is broken or defective, please call this customer service number. Otherwise, don't talk to us. We're in a crisis and have a supply chain emergency. We cannot deal with your silly requests, Alison Lebovitz. Go play with your used Playmobil Hanukkah set and call it a day.
So I just did a search for it, and of course I didn't find it at all. There's not even like old eBay listing, but something else did pop up.
Uh-oh.
And I don't know if you can see this visual, because if not, I will.
That is one of the most disturbing things I have ever seen.
It is a Hasidic Santa Claus. Somewhere there's payas underneath that.
Yeah, it is. It's a Hasidic Santa Claus.
He's wearing, it's Santa Claus, right? Yeah. But he's wearing a talit, which is a Jewish prayer shawl, and he's holding a Hanukkah menorah.
But he's dressed in his garb, in his red and white garb. Yeah. And holding a blue, let me see it again. Blue Hanukkah menorah, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's holding a blue menorah with a real tallis on. That is so weird.
It's available on Wayfair.
No.
Yes. It's only $42.
But what is it? Is it a figurine? How tall is he?
It must be big. I mean, or big-ish. I can tell you, it's in the holiday aisle, the virtual. Oh, there's 48 reviews.
What do they say about it?
I mean, it's great if like you're a family that celebrates Christmas and Hanukkah.
It's not great. I think it's defaming both holidays. Nobody wants to put a tallis on Santa Claus. And that comes from both the Jewish and non-Jewish side, I can safely say.
Well, there's 48 people who disagree with you. Because everyone's like, finally, something for a mixed religion marriage. A great gift for an interfaith couple. I have named him Rabbi Nick.
Oh my gosh. That is hysterical.
Oh my God. This is so, okay. Where are the details?
Look, I'm all for honoring the multi-faith traditions within a family, but blending them that way just feels wrong to both religions.
He's only a foot tall, which,
It would definitely be a conversation piece. I'll give you that.
Yeah. Oh, it's made out of resin? It's indoor use only. That is just very interesting. Okay. There we go. Who knew?
Let me also state for the record that I typically don't have FOMO about Christmas. I don't want a tree. I don't want to mess with the lights and decorating. I do love the lights. I am one of those, you know me. I love Christmas lights. I think they're beautiful. I love Christmas caroling. If anyone needs a second alto in their Christmas carol group this year, I am available. I was in Glee Club for 5 years at Indian Springs, my high school, and I know almost every Christmas carol by heart, but I can learn them if I don't. I am seriously, I'm not even joking. I love that. However, here's what I do miss. I think the ornaments have gotten so cool.
The ornaments are amazing.
Yeah. I wish there was a way for us to use them somehow. That didn't look like we were just trying to use an ornament.
Well, you know what? I got it.
Okay.
They could be statement earrings.
They could be statement earrings. You know what else they could be?
What? Nipple ring. No.
No, they could be, I've got it. I'm brilliant. They could be wine glass rings where it identifies whose glass. They make those where you put it on the thing and then if it's your glass. Yeah, a little clunky.
I think my statement earrings idea is
statement
is
earrings. You could put it on a chain and make it a necklace.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
You hang it on your dog.
Repurpose those ornaments because some of them are very clever now.
They are. Well, happy almost Thanksgiving to everyone, and happy almost Hanukkah because it's right after Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving. Once again, we thought it was not going to happen for another 100 years, but it looks like it just happened.
Well, it's right after, but I do have my Menurkey, and I'm going to bring it to Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea. Bring that Menurkey to Thanksgiving.
Finally, I get to use it again.
So Durkin. So it'll be a great.
And if you could order the Rabbi Nick, he can come along too.
He's welcome. He's welcome to my Hanukkah celebration. Well, thanks for listening to the latest episode of Sis and Tell podcast. Don't forget, share us with everybody.
As always, this has been Amanda and Alison with a whole lot of talk about a whole lot of nothing. We'll catch you next time.
Sis and Ted.